The Giving Imp, the Garden of Temptations. In a world turned upside down, there lived a peculiar imp who inhabited a magnificent garden. The garden was once owned by a selfish giant who guarded it with his life. But the imp had a different plan in mind. He wanted to share the garden's beauty with the world, but only to those who could resist temptation. The imp devised a clever test for each visitor. He would offer them a chance to partake in the garden's riches, but only if they could overcome the alluring temptations that lay within. Those who chose to resist the allure of greed and selfishness were rewarded with the garden's most breathtaking flowers, fruits, and enchanting landscapes. The imp delighted in their selflessness and bestowed upon them the gifts of nature's bounty. But many succumbed to the seductive temptations, unable to resist their desires. For those who yielded, the garden revealed itself as an enchanting yet fleeting illusion, leaving them with nothing but the bitter taste of their own folly. One day, the selfish giant ventured into the garden, curious about the imp's peculiar test. He was immediately seduced by the alluring temptations, his greed and selfishness consuming him. The imp watched with amusement as the giant succumbed to temptation after temptation. He saw the giant's heart grow darker and more twisted with each passing moment. Finally, the giant reached the heart of the garden, where the most precious gifts awaited. But the moment he reached for them, the garden revealed itself as an illusion, leaving the giant with nothing but his own empty hands. The giant was devastated. He had lost everything, including his most prized possession, the garden he had once guarded so fiercely. The imp appeared before the giant, his eyes filled with compassion. "You have learned a valuable lesson, giant," the imp said. "True wealth lies not in material possessions, but in the generosity of the heart." The giant hung his head in shame. He realized that the imp had been right. He had been so consumed by his own greed and selfishness that he had failed to see the true beauty of the garden. The imp offered the giant a second chance. He told him that he could stay in the garden and learn to be more generous. The giant accepted the imp's offer, and together they began the journey of redemption. Over time, the giant learned to let go of his possessiveness and embrace the joy of sharing. He helped the imp to tend the garden and welcome visitors from all walks of life. The garden became a symbol of hope and redemption, where people could come to learn about the importance of selflessness and the transformative power of giving. The Giving Imp's tale is a reminder that we all have the potential to overcome temptation and choose a path of generosity. It teaches us that true fulfillment lies not in the material wealth we accumulate, but in the joy of giving and the profound connections we forge through selfless acts.